you doing with the guitar?
It's all right. Right now for the last all day I was going to practice earlier today, and I can't get any sound out of my amp. Um, and I tried, you know, bypassing the pedals and going straight from the guitar to the amp, and that didn't do anything. I tried plugging in another guitar, and that didn't do anything. So anyway, I've been digging around on the ground, so I don't have a guitar at the moment, other than just an acoustic one.
Okay, so okay, so let's see. You plugged in your guitar to your amp, and there was no sound, and then your amp turns on, but there's no sound, and you try different cables, and there's still no sound.
I haven't tried different cables.
The number one thing that you want to check always is the cable. Cables do
Okay.
die, so most likely it's gonna be a cable problem. So if you have a cable right now, it's like a spare cable, I would
Yeah.
try it.
All right. Hang on 1 second.
Sure.
I'll try my other guitar again real quick.
Yeah, and try different guitar as well. If you try different guitar and the cable and it's not working, then there's something wrong with the amp.
Yeah, it's.
Are you going straight from the guitar into the amp cable wise?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like no pedals, just pretty much like guitar, cable, amp?
I was, and I forgot that I had the effects loop hooked up. There we go.
So what was the problem?
I don't know. I hang on 1 second. I'll sit down.
Okay.
Well, I mean, the only thing that has fixed right now is that I have an effects loop, and I unhooked it from the back.
And then,
But a couple of days ago, I got a new pedal, and I I wanted to just go straight from the, you know, I didn't want to like try to throw the pedal into everything if I didn't like the sound, so I could return it. And anyway, I plugged everything back up the way it was, and now it won't work.
okay.
So I'm just gonna have to fiddle around with cables all week.
Yeah, yeah. It could be a pedal that its entrance, the input or the output is not is failing, or maybe the adapter, the power adapter, is also failing. I mean, or it's not well, or simply you actually did a mistake just connecting things.
Right.
Like for example, like connecting the input and doing inputs to be outputs and vice versa.
Yeah.
Which that tends to happen quite often. So probably something like that happens. So I would actually just go. I would start from scratch. Just to save you a headache, and I would slowly build in just to make sure you get it, and then test with one pedal, test with two pedals, make sure everything is going well, and just go like that from scratch. That's gonna save you a lot of time and a headache if you do it like that.
So that way I know which one's causing the problem.
Correct. Exactly. And also you are making sure that each step that you're going forward is actually working fine.
Yeah. So here's where I am. I was
Can you please
what I
move your
do
camera a little bit more towards your left so I can see the, there you go. Thank you.
What I usually do is when I get a video from you, what I do, so like I got it on Saturday evening or whatever, I take my tablet and I just, I take notes all along the way and I pause and,
Okay.
and basically, so I had Saturday and then, you know, Sunday and Monday, I couldn't do anything with the guitar. I was working all day
Okay.
traveling. So I am halfway through taking notes on the hammer on and the tap and slide. So
Right.
I haven't gotten that yet. I did work on some just just the A C G D A minor C D G. But it's still going to take a lot of practice, and I haven't put as much practice into it as I should. I think I need to go. I think I need to go back and do the life coach thing again, where I pay a little bit for a month, and I have to send her my link every day, showing that I practice. I mean, it really did work, because otherwise, I knew she was going to like send me a message at 9 o'clock at night and say, "Where's the link?" And I was gonna feel like an ass. So anyway, I need to go back to that.
How much do you pay for that program?
It was like $100 a month.
Okay.
Yeah, and then she does like one 30-minute video consultation on just how to develop habits and stuff like that. But mostly just just checking for the link, and if I don't put it up of me practicing, then she gets on me.
Right. Exactly. It is hard. Okay, here's the thing. Life is chaotic as it is. You're gonna get some days where you want to do some, you want to get to some things done, and it's not gonna go necessarily the way you want it to be.
Yeah.
And because there's always gonna be challenges.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I think it's important to accept the challenges and not get frustrated or not get down, and simply understand that it was just a time where you couldn't do it, and that's it. But you're still alive. You still got more time to keep going and keep pushing. Try to keep it positive. There you go. That's my point. It's not an easy thing to do. It's definitely not an easy thing. Today I wanted to do a lot of things, but I got caught up with other things, and at the end it was like and I was like, okay, now I'm gonna go to teaching, but I wanted to do these things, so it's just life. Life is like that, and I think it's just a matter of trying to keep things as positive as possible. And I think the day itself is a test of your attitude. You know what I mean? I think that as we keep a good attitude towards everything, not just the guitar, I think that's the beginning of success.
Yeah.
So what I mean is, a lot of people, and I'm not talking about just you in general, I'm talking about in general, actually. People, decide they didn't practice, so they start getting down because they didn't practice or because they didn't accomplish what they wanted, specifically about the guitar speaking. And I tell them, well, you're going to have tomorrow and you're going to have the weekend and you're still going to have the next month to actually practicing. And it's just a matter of how you take advantage of that. You know what I mean? So, and there are gonna be some days where you think, okay, I got the day off. I'm gonna practice. Suddenly your amp doesn't turn on, or something stupid like that happens. And the challenge is to keep the good attitude, because keeping a good attitude is going to fill you up with positive energy, and that positive energy is going to allow you to succeed.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think what happens is just that I have ideas in my head of what I'd like to be able to do with the guitar and what kind of player I'd like to be, and I'm just so far away from it that I get frustrated if I don't put in the work that I think I should. Something gets in the way, because I know that just watching the tap and slide thing, that looks really, really cool. And I'm like, I want to, that's something like one more little thing I'd like to be able to do. And it just frustrates me when, things get in the way. And
The important thing is that you're becoming aware of the technique, right? So that's
Yeah.
the first thing. The second thing is you're getting the desire, like, oh man, I really want to learn that, and the third thing is your brain's trying to find ways to actually find time for it.
Right.
You will, and you will.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. It's like seeing it from that point of view, even though, of course, you have 1,000 things that call your name every day, so
Yeah.
I totally relate. I totally understand.
Yeah.
How do I do this tapping? This tapping, all of this stuff comes from the music theory, right? For example, like if I want to do a B minor, let's say a B minor progression, to keep it simple, I got my B minor scale, which is the Aeolian. Then if I spell out the notes, just playing the B minor scale, I have a C sharp, so that's my Locrian. I got a D major, the Ionian, which is that's going to be my Ionian. The third, the fourth will be an E Dorian. F sharp will be the fifth one, F sharp Phrygian, G Lydian, A Mixolydian. So pretty much I cracked the egg in my head. The next step here is, okay, I got those 7 modes. So in B minor, in the B Aeolian, I can play B minor chord. Cool. In the C sharp, it's a diminished C sharp. In the D major, of course it's a D major chord. E Dorian will be an E minor chord. F sharp Phrygian will be an F sharp minor chord. G Lydian will be a G major chord, and A Mixolydian A major chord. So I got my kind of like my chords in there. So let's say I want to go ahead and choose a B minor to a G major to a D major and to an A major.
Yeah.
Okay. So all I'm going to do is I'm just simply gonna play the chords like this. So I'm gonna go here. So that's my B minor, G major, D major, A major. So that right away, I chose 4 progressions in there, and it works. That's working. So what I'm going to do now, I have
4. B minor.
I did a B minor to a G major to a D major to an A major. Okay, so I'm using the B minor, B Aeolian. G major is the G Lydian. And then I'm doing a D major, which is my D Ionian, my D major scale pretty much, but I'm using a D major chord in there. And the A major will be my A Mixolydian. So I'm using those modes to pretty much like be able to tell what type of chord I'm gonna be playing.
Mm-hmm.
So far I got this B minor. So that's my foundation. Let's say that is my foundation. The next step here is I'm gonna go ahead and choose a box of one of the modes to start doing my tapping. Of course, the one that right away, of course, tells you, like, screams at you, is the B minor. You can use the B minor. There's nothing wrong. So the B minor here will be the the 7th fret. I'm using that box. This is my Aeolian. So what I'm going to do is I'm simply going to start doing the chord here, and I'm going to start tapping the 7th fret, because this 7th fret here is pretty much the border a lot of this box. So when I'm doing this, for example, I'm just going to play like the 4. So that I went there, then I'm going to go here. And then I'm going to go to the G. Then I'm going to do the D. And pretty much I'm just doing I'm just tapping, pull off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start using also the 9th fret and the other parts of the scale. So let's see what happens if I do like a B minor chord here. So in this particular case, I did the 10th fret on the B and the 9th fret on the G, for example. So I'm like, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to create this pattern on top of all the chords. So on the B minor, it will sound like this. G major, D major, it sounds so cool on the progressions.
Right.
Now, if I wanted, for example, to incorporate a different mode in there, I can do that. I could use, for example, the box of the D major. I could use the box of the E Dorian. So for fun, I'm going to go to my E Dorian. What's my E Dorian? So I am going to go here into my E on the top string. So that's my box right there. Based a lot on this 12th fret. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna do the same progression, and I'm gonna start tapping just the 12th fret and see how that goes.
Okay.
Of course, that was wrong. My bad. I went to the wrong place. That's interesting. See?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cinch it up. So I was just pretty much doing fun, just doing a lot of hammer-on pull-outs like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then also you're gonna notice that I was applying the new technique that I show you where I'm doing, for example, the slides. See that one here? See, I just pretty much like tapped it, slide it. I can go back or simply tap it and stay there.
Yeah.
You know,
cool.
And so all this lesson, everything that I've shown you the lesson has been completely improvised. I'm completely improvising. I have not written this piece of music, but this is how I start doing. Either I write music for myself, or I'm actually just using this as an exercise for people. So for example, just let's have fun. Tell me a key. Which key you want me to write you something on?
G.
G major?
Yeah.
Perfect. So G major has the G Ionian, it's gonna have the A Dorian, it's gonna have the B Phrygian, the C Lydian, the D mixed Lydian, the E minor, and the F sharp Locrian. Okay, those are my modes.
Let me ask you a question quick.
Yes.
Just one of the things I've been trying to figure out. Suppose I said G minor. What would, you know? So I know I know the progression, but what would
so on the G minor, it would have been this, where like the first thing, if you're in doubt, play the G minor scale. You only need to play the first 8 notes. So that's the G minor scale. So pretty much as you play the G minor scale, you start spelling out the notes. So this is a G, an A, a B flat, a C, a D, an E flat, an F, and a G. Okay. So then all you have to do is go G Aeolian, A Locrian, B flat major or B flat Ionian, C Dorian, D Phrygian, E flat Lydian, F mixed Lydian, and that's it. And then after that you start doing the X. So do you want me to do something in G minor for fun?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Okay.
Well, do G just so I can. It's simple for me.
Sounds good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and choose. Let's say you can choose 2 chords, 3 chords, 4 chords around there. Of course, you can go more. Okay. Yeah. But just to get you rolling, so you don't complicate yourself with so much stuff, I would recommend doing a set of 4 or 2. But right now we're gonna do 4. So I got my G. From the G, let's go ahead and do. And then after that, we are gonna go into the E minor and a C. So I'm gonna go G, So it's going to be a G major, B minor, E minor,
E minor,
and the C major. So it will be G major, B minor, E minor, C major. Okay. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into different modes. So the next, so the mode that I got right here will be my A Dorian, right here. So my A Dorian goes like this. So now I'm going to play the G, and I'm going to go to that 5th fret here and my 7th fret, and of course within the Dorian. Interesting.
Yeah.
Then after that, if I go to B minor, and E minor, so what I'm going to do is I can play something like this. That was cool.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to the 8th fret on the B, 7th fret on the B, 7th fret on the G. I'm just gonna do that. Then B minor, E minor, C major. That could be a song.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Yeah, I mean, because I'm taking songwriting lessons, and I mean, right now, like, I kind of like the words I'm writing and the songs I'm writing, but the putting the music to it, is the really hard part for me. Knowing, yeah, I mean, it's easy just to throw together, 4 chords and just drum them, but I'm trying to find ways to make it the songs more interesting. As far as the guitar.
So you're saying you're taking some lessons on song on how to write music?
Yeah, like on just how to write I'm just writing songs like all together, like
So are you going through a teacher? Are you going through an app? How is this?
I'm going through a teacher. Yeah, I found her online. And
okay, and what are you going through right now with the teacher?
Right now she's just showed me some basics about some popular chord progressions. Showed me she's kind of showed me what is theoretically the correct way to write songs, where to put a bridge and all that, and
right, the formula. There's a formula.
Yeah, but she's also, encouraged me to just, kind of experiment more and not feel tied to all those, and so she showed me a lot of resources. She's trying to get me to expand beyond just the vanilla chords that I have.
Correct.
And so, it's a little bit of everything. And so I guess, what I'm wondering is, like, I was thinking about the tapping and sliding thing last week. I'm like, like I guess you can't do that for an entire song because that would get kind of uninteresting, maybe, but like, for example, a few of the songs I've written, like, I have the strumming part, for the chords or for the verse, and then like kind of interlude, between somewhere, or at the beginning or at the end or somewhere, just have just a musical part. And I thought like maybe in the middle, like it would be a cool place to do that kind of thing.
The main thing is to put is to first of all, the basic is to like make sure that you know how fast or how long when it comes to beats per minute your song is gonna be. So let's say your song is at 90. So that means you're gonna put a 90 BPM drum loop. It doesn't have to be perfect, and within the 90 BPM drum loop, you start writing your parts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Make sure you do it with a drum loop. Even
Okay.
if the song doesn't have a drum loop, make sure you do it with a drum loop so that way you are maintaining yourself in a steady beats per minute. Okay, I think that's one of the best advices I can give you right now. The second thing is, with the drum loop, you're gonna start developing some different types of rhythms. You're gonna hear the drums, for example, you're like, okay, because the drums are gonna mark you like the quarters, 1, 2, 3, usually.
Yeah.
So with those quarter note beats going, you're gonna start getting influence to start doing some interesting rhythms that you probably would have not had if you would have done it without the drum loop.
Right.
Okay?
That makes sense. Yeah.
Once you write the part and it sounds good with the drum loop, then you can play the part without the drums. And if you want to record the song and you don't want the song to have drums, that's perfectly fine. But the drums is a tool that you must use, in my personal professional opinion, to get you going. You can write songs without drum loops. You can do that, but that it will be for more advanced songwriters. For beginner songwriters, I totally recommend a drum loop.
Okay. All
yes, right. And the thing is, it is pretty much your foundation is going to be your chord progression, but your chord progression is going to be in the fact of like how much rhythm you're going to put into your chords, into your chord progression. What do I mean by that? The rhythm and your chord progression is pretty much the foundation of your music. So once you have a chord progression and you put the drum loop, you can start feeling, okay, how are you going to do the rhythm for each chord? And then after that, here's an interesting part, okay? Let's say you record this. You record it, so you record the chord progression, you recorded the melody, and suddenly, but you have a drum loop as a track, and suddenly you decide to, let's say that you want to have the drums. But maybe, but then you then you say, okay, I'm gonna record a bass guitar.
Yeah.
And then you realize, okay, now I have drums, bass, rhythm guitar, and vocals. What happens though if some parts, maybe I take the guitar out and I just have drum, bass, and vocals?
Yeah.
And that's where you start getting some interesting ideas.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Nobody likes to hear a steady sound the entire time.
Yeah.
We get bored of it. Yeah. So that means that what you need to focus on your song a lot, and I can teach you this. I can give you lessons on songwriting because actually I am a producer. So I'm actually surprised you didn't come to me for the music production.
I didn't know. I had no clue you did that.
I produce music. I can show you productions that I've done, and and I have bands in South America that I've been playing the radio stations right now.
Okay.
You know, so so the thing is, when you actually when you already have a skeleton, the next thing is to work on dynamics, and I teach people how to do dynamics.
Okay.
So that's I'm very surprised when I heard that. I was like, why didn't he come to me? Because that's one of my expertises. I teach people how to write music, and not just anything.
Yeah, I didn't know you did that. And literally, I was sitting around one day, and like I told you, I deal with depression, and I was like, okay, well, I need like, I'm gonna try to find one more thing to occupy my mind and get out.
Because what we can do is we can focus, for example, we can do an hour of music writing, and then we can do a half an hour guitar lesson, or we can do half an hour guitar lesson. Or if you really want to go hard at it, which would be my pleasure, we can do 2 hours, where we could go an hour of music writing, an hour of music lesson, and of technique, and really get you busy if you want to go that route, because we could do something like that. You know,
do you help like with writing the lyrics too, or just the music? Okay.
Yeah, okay. I do the writing the lyrics is important, because you really need to like find the right sweet spot of where those lyrics need to be taken at. What do I mean by that? Whether your song is gonna have more of an ambitious, like ambiguous level message, like a Pink Floyd or Radiohead song, or you're gonna be more straight of what you're trying to talk. Yeah. But the problem is that being straight many times makes your song sound kind of corny, cheesy. You know, so you need to always give your audience the whole gift of like mystery. Yeah. For example, here's a good example: Hotel California.
Yeah.
Hotel California, people until today will actually go nuts and crazy for trying to figure out what in the world Hotel California really is. and all the things that are in it. And one of the reasons why it became so famous, besides the music, but really what really made it famous was the lyrics.
Yeah.
So if you write boring things like, "Oh, I love my wife, and we had a great day today, and now forget it."
Yeah.
But the thing is to captivate your audience and be like, what in the world is he meaning by saying fake plastic tree? What is a fake plastic tree?
Yeah.
Like Radiohead, for example.
Yeah.
I teach you how to do all of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I either A, ask you two real quick, easy questions, or I can text them to you? Either one?
Yeah, sure. Like right now, I gotta go to the next student, but think about it. So right now you're paying 120, right, for the half an hour per month.
Yeah, 120 for a month.
So if you want to do if you want to do the hour, I'll take it down. I'll take it down to 220. I'll give you a rate. So
Okay.
for the hour, we could start at 3:30, go from 3:30 to 4:30. We would do 3:30 to 4, strictly music production, and then 4 to 4:30 guitar, or vice versa, whichever you want to do first. And
Okay.
I think and then I could give you exercises and pretty much go from there.
Okay. All right. I'll text you my questions. Is it better to do it on WhatsApp or
Yeah,
text?
WhatsApp definitely, because if you want to send me some voice messages, definitely WhatsApp is best for that.
All right. I appreciate it, man.
You're welcome. All right, buddy. You take care and think about the hour thing.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
All right. Take care. Bye.